All right, so in my canvas kit, I've got 6 paint colors: brown, red, white, black, metallic gold or rose gold are in some of them, and then I've got a 6th color, which is optional. This is either going to be this cobalt blue or this is going to be a bright yellow. Also in my paint kit are 4 brushes. I've got 1 foam brush. We're going to use this one first. I've got 2 of my medium brushes. And then I've got 1 smaller brush. This is what we're going to use for lines and details and accents and things like that. All right, I am also going to need 1 cup of water and a paper towel. Again, we are going to be turning these 2 into these 2. So these are my samples. These are what I painted with my same 6 colors. All right, so I didn't even use this one. So let's get started. I'm gonna put mine on my easel. You may be laying yours on the table, that's fine. The first thing I'm going to do is I need to take my foam brush and my cup of water. I've already used this cup of water, so it's going to be red, but I'm going to dip my brush into my cup, and then I'm going to paint the whole canvas going horizontally. I'm going to paint my background horizontally. Again, your water is probably going to be clean, or should be clean. Mine is not, but that's okay. And right now, I am just wetting the background. I'm putting my brush into my water. I'm putting my brush into my water and just putting on the canvas side to side. I don't want to get the canvas soaking wet because I do want it to take the paint, but I do want it to be a little bit damp so that when I do apply paint, which is my next step, the paint moves easily across my canvas. So I'm just going side to side, side to side. First color I'm going to use is my red. So I'm going to start with the background, and then I'm going to start moving forward. I'm going to take my foam brush right into my red. And paint my outline. So I'm going to be painting both like I said, I'm going to be painting both at the same time. So I want to get right close up to the black line. Since this is my first layer, it's okay if I go over it a little bit, but I want to get right all the way up to that black line that's already there. And then once I get a nice outline, I'm going back to that side to side horizontal motion. It's gonna give me nice, even coverage on my canvas. Still got my foam brush. I'm not dipping it into my water. I'm dipping it straight back into my paint and then straight onto my canvas. Right up to the edge. So when I'm painting the king, he's got a little bit more background since he doesn't have as much hair. So it's going to take you a little bit longer to paint the background on the king than it will on the queen. Nice even coat. First step is my nice red background. Doing good so far. So my background is red. Please feel free to change the colors however you see fit. So I've got my nice red background. I'm good to go. Now I want to get a little bit of texture in the background. So I'm going to take my white paint. And then I'm going to be careful. So I'm going to tilt it a little bit, and then I'm going to take my foam brush that still has the red on it and dip it right into just the edge or the corner of that paint. I'm gonna get a little bit of brush on my white. I'm gonna get a little bit of white paint on my brush. I'm gonna paint white in horizontal stripes. And then I'm gonna paint red in vertical stripes. So here's what I mean. I'm gonna paint white, a couple streaks like this. And then right back into my red. White goes horizontal, and then the red goes vertical. Again, you can make this any color you want to. So if you don't want to do white streaks, black will always look good. You can use some of the gold, or you can use some of the other colors that came in your kit. Any color will work, as long as you're doing the perpendicular motions where you're doing your accent color horizontally. And then our main background color, we're gonna do vertical. That'll give us nice coverage in just 2 coats. All right, so now that I've got my background done, I can let my foam brush rest for a second. So I'm gonna rinse it in the water, but I don't wanna let it rest in the water. So I'm just gonna rinse out my foam brush as best I can. It's not gonna get all the way clean, but that's okay. Because the next color we use with the foam brush is actually gonna be black. So this red is gonna get hidden a little bit. So we wanna get it nice and clean. Or clean-ish. And then I have a paint towel because I paint all the time. But you just want to take your paper towel and kind of squeeze out the extra water. Let our foam brush dry a little bit so that we can be ready for the next time. So I'm going to take this and actually put it to the side. So the next thing that I'm going to do is work on the color of my shirt. This is where you can start making it personal, making it yours. I'm going to take my medium brush. I'm going to make the king's shirt, I'm going to make his white. Even though the canvas is white, I'm still going to paint it white just so I can cover up all of this. And then my queen's shirt, I'm actually going to mix a color. I'm going to make this shirt gray. I'm trying to get the same color gray that I have in my reference image. So to paint the king, well, to paint the king's shirt, I'm just gonna take my foam brush, my medium brush. I'm gonna dip it right into the paint, my white paint. And then I'm gonna try to come right up to the line, just like I did previously. And I wanna get a good layer of white paint all the way around in this area. While you're painting your shirt, you can think about whether you want to leave it blank, leave it as a regular t-shirt. Do you want to paint a design on it? I think just paint a design on it personally, but I'm going to leave that up to you. So at this stage, my brush strokes don't necessarily need to be uniform. See, I'm kind of going left to right. Sometimes I'm going up and down, so it doesn't necessarily matter. We just want to get a good coat of white for our t-shirt. So I'm going to make her shirt gray. In order to do that, I'm going to use a lot of white and then a little bit of black. So what I'm doing is I'm going to mix this right in the lid. I'm going to mix this right in the lid so I can get white paint. Then I take some black paint. And then I'm just gonna mix it with the same brush. So now I got a nice gray color, and I can just start painting that down. So I'm actually going to switch back to my foam brush just to save me a little bit of time. So if you have a plate, you can mix on the plate, but if you don't have a plate, the cups make pretty good mixing utensils. You got to do is turn the lid inside out, or upside down rather. So I got my foam brush dry, and I'm gonna set it to the side. Well, I got it rinsed, and I'm gonna set it to the side. Now I'm gonna go back to my medium brush, and it's time to get some of this nice melanin in this painting. So I'm gonna use my medium brush, my brown paint, and I'm gonna paint all the skin. But I'm gonna need to do 2 layers of it. So I like to start with the ears, just because they kind of shape how the face is gonna turn out. Again, we are always coming right up to the line. You can cross over it a little bit. This is a pretty strong paint marker that these lines are. So it can stand a pass or two of acrylic paint, and you can still tell where it is. But it is important that we do not lose the lines, because the last thing we're going to do is go over them. So make sure you can always see where the lines are. Get nice coverage on the ground. Now that I've got one coat, still got some of the canvas showing through, so I'm gonna go back over it with another coat with the same brush. I'm not gonna paint the lips this time. I'm gonna think about what color I want my queen's lipstick to be. If you don't want to put any on, you can paint it brown. I think I might want to add some, so I am not gonna paint over it just yet. Again, I'm starting with the ears, going right up to the line, maybe a little bit over it. It's okay. So my second layer. So I'm now. I'm going to brush. So I'm going to I'm gonna go back to my foam brush, and now I'm gonna do the hair. To do the hair, I'm gonna do the hair in 2 different layers. The first one is gonna be black. Got a nice layer of black for my hair. But what I'm gonna do is make my hair a little bit more of a natural hair color. So in order to do that, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna use a little bit more of my brown. And again, I'm gonna mix it right on the lid. I'm gonna use my medium brush just to get some paint with. Get situated. Here we go. So I want to use a lot of brown. So I got a lot of brown. And then what? A little bit of black. I got a lot of brown, a little bit of black. So I'm going to use the same brush and mix it up. So everywhere where I painted it black, I'm gonna paint with this brownish color. So I'm just going over my black with that brownish color. Got my king done, so I'm gonna do the same thing with my queen. All right, so I got my natural hair color down. Making some great progress. So now I got my metallic gold. I'm going to do 2 layers on each of the crowns. Alright, so right now, my queen is not wearing any earrings. And if you're okay with that, we can leave it just like that. But in the reference picture, she had these nice big gold hoop earrings. So I'm going to add those now. Now I'm painting with gold now, but I want to switch to white first because I want a nice white background to make that gold pop off of the canvas. So I'm going to take my white paint and I'm going to make almost an egg shape on each side. And what I mean is I'm going to start in the ear and I'm going to loop around almost like a hook, but it's going to be close to an egg shape. Almost a egg. Got a nice loop. And then I want to do the same shape closer on the inside. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, going the opposite way. So I want to come down about the same length. Got a nice egg shape with my white. And then I'm going to do the same shape closer to the inside. Now all of this I'm going to paint white, and then I'm going to go right over it, right over that white, right. I'm going to go right over the white with my gold. So now I'm going back in with my gold. With my same brush, my same smaller brush. I'm painting right over the white. Now I'm going back to my crown with my gold. Now I got that second layer of gold on there. Got a nice coverage. So now that gold is going to jump off of that canvas. My gold is going to jump off of my canvas with that second layer of gold. Optional moment. If you want to add a shirt design on the shirt, now is the time that you want to do that. So I'm just going to write the word dope on here just because I love it. So I think I'm going to give my queen some red lips. So I'm going to use my medium brush and just give a nice layer of red over here. Now I'm gonna take this one off, so I'm gonna do these one at a time. So I'm going to be using my smallest brush, my detail brush, in black paint, and I'm gonna outline everything on the canvas. So all the lines that were there when you first got it, we're gonna go back over and redo those lines in black just to make the canvas, give my queen a little bit of dimension, make the canvas kind of pop out, and then give each of the shapes a little bit of definition. I got a little more black paint in this one, so I'm gonna use this. But so the afro, the crown, the face, the facial features, the shirt, everything is gonna get outlined in black. So got a nice outline for my queen. I'm gonna do the same thing for my king. All right, so now we are just about done. I got my outline. I outlined everything on my king and on my queen. Now the last thing I need to do to make them look like this is I need to add these white accents. Okay, so I'm still using my same detail brush. Get that clean. And I'm dipped that in the white paint, and I'm just gonna add some accents. All right, so I got my accents. The last thing I need to do is just put my initials on it. I know I'm gonna do that on the bottom right, so I'm just gonna write PG.